In this module, I'm going to explain METARs, TAFs, cloud coverage terms, and QNH. A METAR is a meteorological aerodrome report. It provides current real-time weather information at a specific airport. This includes wind, visibility, cloud cover, temperature, dew point, pressure, and weather phenomena presented in a series of coded letters and numbers. Think of a METAR as a snapshot of the weather right now at an airport. A TAF, or Terminal Aerodrome Forecast, is similar, but instead of using real-time data, it gives a forecast of the expected conditions over a future period, usually 24 or 30 hours depending on the airport. A TAF tells you how the weather is likely to evolve and the probability of changes. In this module, we're going to break down the structure of a METAR and TAF line by line. After that, I'll show you a website that automatically decodes METAR and TAFs. This is extremely useful when you're learning because you can cross-reference the raw code with the plain language meanings. Let's take a look at an example METAR. On the left, you'll see the raw METAR from the Delhi International Airport. The first line starts with Victor India Delta Papa. This is the 4-letter ICAO code for Delhi. These are always read using the phonetic alphabet. We have 221030 Zulu. This tells you that the METAR was issued on the 22nd day of the month at 10:30 Zulu, UTC. If it were 10:30 PM Zulu, you'd see 22:22:30 Zulu. Moving right, we have 14012 KT. This means the winds are coming from 140 degrees at 12 knots. Quick note, aviation always uses knots for speed and direction is always where the wind is from, not where it's going. Next is 4000, which means the visibility is 4000 meters. Next we see TS, which stands for thunderstorm. This won't appear in every METAR, only when specific weather conditions are currently occurring. Next we have BKN020. This means broken cloud at 2000 feet. The 020 is shorthand for 2000 as flight levels are used in METARs. We'll explain all cloud coverage codes shortly. Next is 30/25. The temperature is 30 degrees Celsius and the dew point is 25 degrees Celsius. Finally, we have Q1009. That tells us that the QNH, or altimeter pressure setting, is 1009 hectopascals. Cloud coverage in METARs uses specific abbreviations to show how much of the sky is covered. SKC is sky clear, or 0 octas. FEW is few clouds, which is 1 to 2 octas. SCT is scattered with 3 to 4 octas. BKN is broken with 5 to 7 octas. OVC is overcast with 8 octas. Octas divide the sky into 8 parts. BKN and OVC are the most operationally important as they are considered ceiling layers, meaning they can affect approach minima and VFR legality. In our Delhi METAR example, BKN020 means a broken ceiling at 2000 feet or 5 to 7 octas of cloud at 2000 feet. Outside of the USA, CAV-OK can also be used. This is when the sky is clear, or when the METAR would say SKC in the USA and the visibility is 10 kilometers or more. QNH is your local air pressure converted so that your altimeter displays the altitude above mean sea level. Here's why that matters. If you set the correct QNH, your altimeter accurately shows your altitude relative to terrain and runways. If your QNH is too high, your altimeter will underread. If your QNH is too low, your altimeter will overread. In real flying on VATSIM, ATC will give you the correct QNH when you contact them. Setting it correctly is essential for maintaining the right vertical separation and flying accurate approaches. Above the transition altitude when climbing, or above the transition level when descending, this will no longer be a factor as it'll be on the standard pressure of 1013.3 hectopascals, or 29.92 inches of mercury in America. Don't be alarmed, you don't need to tune this yourself, you can simply click the button in your aircraft that says STD on it, and it will automatically set the standard pressure value, as America uses inches of mercury to measure their atmospheric pressure rather than hectopascals. Now to look at TAFs. A TAF gives a forecast, not real-time weather. It typically includes forecast periods, expected wind, changes in visibility, probabilities, cloud development, significant weather, rain, fog, storms, etc. And you'll also see transition groups such as BECMG, becoming, TEMPO, temporary change, PROB 30, and PROB 40, the probability of certain conditions. FM, from, so that's rapid or significant change. A METAR tells you the current weather, a TAF shows you what the weather is going to do. When you're learning, the raw codes can feel overwhelming. That's why I recommend using METAR TAF decoder to check your understanding. Simply paste the METAR or TAF in, and it will display a full plain English translation. Over this time, your brain will learn to associate each code with the meaning automatically. Eventually, you won't need the decoder, but it's a great stepping stone, and you can find a link to this one on screen in the useful links document below this video. So to recap, METAR is the current weather, TAF is the forecast weather. Understanding each group of METAR helps you read real-time weather quickly. Cloud codes, FEW, SCT, BK, and OVC describe sky coverage. QNH determines your altimeter accuracy and is essential for safe flight. Use decoders while learning, and then transition to reading raw METARs confidently. And that's all.